Hi everybody, my name is Ashley and I'm going to be talking about hacktivism. To begin, I wanted to start talking about wank. Wank, which stands for Worms Against Nuclear Killers, is a computer worm that anti-nuclear activists inserted into the networks of NASA and the US Department of Energy in 1989. 2 days before the launch of the plutonium-filled Galileo space probe, NASA scientists logged on to find this. Your system has been officially wanked. You talk of times for peace for all and then prepare for war. This screen, disabling the scientists to access any other screen. The wank worm, once in the network, began traveling through different computers, through different security holes, and it didn't stop the shuttle launch, but the recovery from the attack required large expenditures of money and effort to eradicate the worm. Wank is one of the first examples of hacktivism, and its programmers set the stage for political discourse today. Hacktivism is defined as the use of computer technology to achieve a political agenda through legally ambiguous means. It's becoming increasingly commonplace and functions as a way to challenge international affairs from your own home. Hacktivism emerged in the late 1980s. It began with small computer worms and viruses, which are pieces of code that replicate themselves millions of times over in the span of seconds. After some time, around the mid-1990s, denial-of-service attacks became increasingly popular. A denial-of-service attack is when a person or multiple people make a machine or network service unavailable by overloading the host server with requests. Imagine, for example, that your teacher is the host. Inside your teacher's mind is the information you need. When one person raises their hand and the teacher picks them, they can request the information they need and get it quite easily. However, if all the students raise their hand at the same time and yell their questions, the teacher can be overloaded and the information won't be available. This is similar to how a denial-of-service attack works. Many hacktivists use denial-of-service attacks to flood political figures, journalists, and more. Hacktivists operating under an international group called the Strano Network in 1995 organized a strike against French government for social and nuclear policies. At a specific time, participants from around the globe hit the refresh button multiple times on specific websites to drive up traffic rates and bring down the host servers. Here's an example of the NASA government being taken down from a denial-of-service attack. There exist many different ways to be a hacktivist, through many different methods. Many believe that at the root of hacktivism is the return of power to the people. One of the ways that hacktivists seek to achieve that goal is by releasing sensitive information to the public. Many of you have probably heard names like Julian Assange or Edward Snowden. Julian Assange is the editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks, which publishes confidential documents and images. It made headlines worldwide in 2010 when it released footage showing US soldiers killing 18 civilians in Iraq. Edward Snowden released top-secret NSA documents regarding disturbing surveillance practices by the NSA. Both of these hacktivists have something in common: an interest in transparency and available information for all citizens. Digital technology and access to information can be vital revolutionary tools to bring about social and political change. Hacktivism also often focuses on a democratization and decentralization of power, and it has become more frequent in revolutions, specifically the Arab Spring being one of them. The Arab Spring was a series of protests, anti-government protests, uprisings, and armed rebellions in the Middle East and North Africa starting in early 2011. A small company called Telecomics played a big role in communication and internet access during the Arab Spring. The company was comprised of an international group of hacktivists that were working towards free communication globally. In Egypt, when Hosni Mubarak shut down internet access, Telecomics deployed modem landlines and faxed these modem numbers to Egypt. This allowed the citizens to write emails, blog posts, and upload pictures from the protests. In Syria, months into the Arab Spring, internet users tried to access their web browser to find this. This is a deliberate temporary internet breakdown. Please read carefully and spread the following message: your internet activity is being monitored. Then the page switched to a white screen filled with instructions on using free encryption software to evade surveillance and censorship. Below the symbol says, "We are Telecomics, we come in peace." Denial of service methods, release of sensitive information, providing internet access, these are all different methods of civic participation and civil disobedience, in which the world is okay with military states being accepted, but not black protesters. It is democracy in ones and zeros, essentially. There are many barriers to hacktivism, such as internet accessibility, censorship, and surveillance. But as the world becomes more intolerant of corruption, and as people gain the power to affect change digitally, we hopefully will see more springs in the future. Hacktivism is unique and dangerous in that it allows for political participation transnationally. And it's for anyone, by anyone, and it's an inexpensive method to disrupt anything. However, when I talk to people about what a hacktivist looks like or who does hacktivism, they usually talk about these kinds of people. However, hacktivism isn't a black or white thing. It can be for anyone. It's a new way to combat state-sponsored violence with grassroots political disruption. And as coding lessons become more and more available for free on the internet and in schools, anyone can learn how to code, disrupt, and how to fight in the digital age. This is Hacktivism now, and do you want to be a part of it? Thank you.